when the club gets to the point of making a bids and approach, there's always talks between intermediaries and agents and all that kind of stuff. And clubs don't make move for players if they haven't got interest behind the scenes. So I 100% agree with that. But Brains, for you. Obviously, there's always talk about getting another midfielder in, if that's the place we're going to go. But if you look at our midfield options right now, even if you take Højbjerg out, you've got Bentancur, Basuma and Sarr are coming back. You've got Maddison, you've got Lo Celso. Kulusevski's shown he can play in the centre mid role, and he's probably going to play more there now because Werner has come through the door. So where does a new midfielder even fit in if we sign them? Because it's difficult.
Yeah, because I think that then dictates the profile of player that you're looking at. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I love Højbjerg, but he probably would be him and Gio would probably be the two to go because Gio is. I don't know if the rumors are true. It looks like he's picked up something now. Might be out with the hamstring.
Apparently, the rumors are he's only going to be out for the United game, but apparently it's not too bad.
But you're seeing already. He's definitely not a player. Even no matter how good he is, and I think I genuinely think he has a wand of a left foot. I think he's got his potential, his talent is unbelievable, but you just can't get 5 games out of him. You just can't. Mm-hmm. So there's just no point having him, right? So Gio and Højbjerg go. But the thing is, you look at that midfield, you're struggling at this point now. This is the problem you want, right? You're struggling to look at that team and think, how does Kulusevski get in here? How does he's probably not the best on the right wing. He's great at cutting in, but he does more in the midfield. But you can't play him all the time in the midfield. You need that balance in a Postecoglou side. So you're talking about Maddison, Bentancur, Basuma and Sarr. They're going to fight for the 6. Where does Kulu get in? So I think you've already got enough marquee names in the midfield to really carry you through.
Can I just say one thing on Lo Celso very quickly, if you don't mind? My only concern with Lo Celso is that we've got a guy here that, no doubt about it, there's quality there in abundance, there's talent there. But the big issue is that if we can't get this guy out on the pitch more than once every other week, we've got a really big problem there. Spurs potentially next season are going to have some form of European football. If we're in a situation where we've got a guy that cannot play on a Sunday to a Wednesday and revert that back to back, that's a big, it's a big problem. It really, really is. And look, I like Lo Celso. I mean, I think, again, we've seen there's something about him. And when he's under the right manager and he's got confidence, he's a definitely good player. But the problem we've got is that, again, with no disrespect, we can't be carrying players now. We've got to have a squad that's fit, that's hungry, that's youthful, that's energetic. And by the way that Ange plays football, my worry with Lo Celso is, and you look at his injury record already, I can only see that getting worse with Lo Celso. I don't mean to be a downer on it, but I really do worry that Lo Celso in an Ange Postecoglou system and side twice a week just doesn't seem to work. And that sounds, again, very, very harsh to say this, that if we got an absolutely crazy offer coming this January, I know Spurs are short in midfield. I wouldn't be surprised if the club looked at it. I'm not saying they would get an offer coming, but we know he's really happy at the moment. We saw that in the Spurs programme. But all I'm suggesting is that if an offer came in, that would be arguably a huge sum of money. I think you'd have to look at it on the basis that we can't get this guy out twice a week. And that's arguably what Spurs are going to be doing next season.
I agree with that.
And one last point on Højbjerg, to Lee's earlier point. I genuinely have a lot of respect for Højbjerg and how he's considered in Denmark. 100% he will not do a Dyer because he actually believes he should be starting. So he'll wants to play. He wants to be in the Denmark team. He wants to be continually being captain of Denmark. I think he's the kind of player who wants the move. So exactly what Ricky's saying there, we can't also have any players in the team who are looking to get a move away. He wants a move. We should focus, even if the rest of this window was to focus on finding a solution for the Gio move and for the Højbjerg move. That would be huge for me.
All right. Well, before we end the show, let's touch on the Man United game on Sunday because there was a big game coming up and potentially some new signings, set to make their debuts. Ricky, I'll go with you first on this one. Obviously, our form is a bit of a weird one. Our performances of late haven't been the best. We have been getting over the line with some wins. We saw on Friday night we were really labouring against Burnley. We just got over the line with a bit of quality. But, these new signings through the door with players coming back from injury, do you reckon this is a shot on the arm we need, going into Sunday to get a big performance out of the team?
Oh, can't I say, Sim? I bloody hate Man United away because we've in the last 3-4 years, I've gone there absolutely full of confidence. We've had the Ronaldo show against us. We've had the Bruno Fernandes show against us. And you're thinking, where's that come from? Where's that come from? We should have gone there and absolutely steamrolled them. And you know what? Worse again, I'm feeling confident going there because of the nature of how this is playing out today. And I that's awful saying that, but we've got Dragusin that could make his debut. We've got Werner that could make his debut. We could have Romero back. And you know what? Again, it's a game that I always feel at Old Trafford. You can't underestimate them because United fans are old school, right? They still look at Tottenham and still think the Roy Keane of 20 years ago, lads, it's Tottenham. They still think that. They still think there's a real soft underbelly there. But I want to see a Spurs side go to United full of confidence, express themselves with the ball, dominate the possession, press them up high. Because I tell you what, if Spurs open the scoring against United, that could be floodgates there. And people might laugh at me saying that. Honestly, I genuinely believe that. If Spurs start fast and Werner gets a goal in his debut, the confidence that would give him be absolutely superb. But look, I've said this the last 3 years with United away. I go there full of confidence, full of belief, and in no doubt that if Tottenham can play the way they've played in certain parts of this season, they can get a result. But it is about what kind of Tottenham turns up. And I do feel the first goal is absolutely crucial. Grounds like that and the mentality of Tottenham, I feel with Spurs sometimes we play the name rather than the team. Chelsea being the prime example. We always seem to play the name rather than the team. But I do feel Spurs can go there and get a result.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Lee? Because last few weeks we have been labouring a bit, haven't we? We have seen after the Brighton game, Ange said we were looking tired, we were looking sluggish. Against Burnley on Friday, wasn't a great performance. We got over the line, but do you feel like we go into this game with new energy now with all the circumstances?
Yeah, I think we do, Sim, and I think the fans feel like that as well, and I think that has a knock-on effect. Like you were talking about the 12th person earlier, and I think that we are, we feel that, and the players will feel that. I'm not even sure whether Werner starts. I mean, have a look at I'm pretty certain that Romero is going to start, in my opinion. I think Van der Ven and Romero back, Doggy on the left, Porro on the right, Vic, Venom in goal, absolute best keeper of the league. Do not even worry about that. Now that is an unbelievable result to be going to Old Trafford with if all five of them are back in the team. And then you've got, you pick your midfield, don't you, out of that lot? So we've just been talking about Lo Celso, we've just been talking about different midfield players, but ultimately, yes, Sar's away and Basuma's away, but now you've got a scenario where you can play Kulusevski in there. You can ultimately play, Lo Celso if he is fit. You can essentially now start to change that up a little bit around Werner and Richarlison and Johnson being the front three, and then leaving some of them other players to play in the midfield areas. So I'm more confident. I think the weird thing about Old Trafford, I think you bang on, Rick, is like when we go to the Etihad, who are the best team in the world, right? The best team in the country, the best team in the world. We don't seem to have the same kind of fear of the Etihad as if when we go to these old grounds like United, Chelsea, Anfield, it's just a mind block. I don't know if it's just us fans or actually that feels like that with the players as well. Like you're all agreeing, lads, right? It's a weird thing, isn't it? So we've had a 6-1 there in lockdown. We had a 3-0 there when Lucas Moura bagged the brace and Kane got the other one. We've got it in our locker to go out there. And I agree. I think one of the things that you can't level at Ange or any of these players since we've had all these injuries is that we do start generally games fast. I mean, every single game that we started, or most of the games, can't say every single game, so I can't remember them all, but even the Newcastle game, when we didn't score till 24th, 26th minute, we still started really fast and strong, against Chelsea. We started fast and strong, getting early goals, 8-minute, 10-minute goals. And I think we'll probably end up doing that with Manchester United. I think it's just one of them where against United, we always seem to make mistakes. Right, it's an individual error that always costs us. I remember that
every time.
Score. He literally does not score goals. And against us, he scored. They win 1-0, the over the head Dyer thing. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Have an own goal or own goal.
Haven't forgotten, but carry on.
Yeah, the offside, the own goal. I think was another Eric Dyer situation where it was an own goal with that Cristiano Ronaldo hat tricks, and it's tiring. So.
Can I change my mind now?
Yeah. I think I said this. I can't remember if it was on the pod or I said this to someone the other day. I think I said this to Jamie. If we beat Manchester United, we actually go 11 points clear of them, which is absolutely insane. I mean, It is insane that we go 11 points clear with how many games we've got left to play? 16 games to play, 17 games to play. I think the difficulty is if we lose, That's a swing the other way. And actually, a win at Old Trafford probably cancels out, if you know where I'm coming from, the loss against Brighton. Because I had the Brighton game down as a draw, and I had the Old Trafford visit down as a draw. But now we've got a win at Old Trafford to cancel out the Brighton situation. And I think we go second, boys and viewers. We go second if we win because of the way the fixtures are going. And typically, Ant Costa now, if you're watching the stream, he is going to go mental at me for saying this.
Don't.
But we always seem to, well, maybe the old Spurs did, but we always seem to kind of mess it up when it matters most. When there's a game in there, you go, do you know what, you can go second here. And then
So true.
But saying all of that, I mean, a draw wouldn't be a bad result from Old Trafford, but in the circumstances of where they're at, where we're at, the whole context of the season, I think we need to go and win there, boys. And I think we will, to be honest.
He's got some big team selection choices, Ange Postecoglou, going into Sunday, as Brains just said. Look, because I feel like the front three on paper picks itself, but I also feel like that front three, is it just going to have, are we going to have enough ball retention there? Is it just going to keep coming back at us if we get it to that front three? Is there anyone there to hold it up, bring other players into play? Is it just going to be bouncing off Rishi and Johnson and Werner whenever they get into it?
I think
he's been improving. He has been improving.
Yeah,
That's why part of me wants Kulu in that front three, but I think we need Kulu in that centre because Gio out. I think Kulu's obviously been much better in the centre recently as well. So I think obviously we need him there. That kind of picks itself now. But if Madison's involved, then obviously he's got a decision to make at centre back. Does he throw Dragutin straight in? Is Romero fit to play? Is Van der Ven going to come straight in? So it's going to be fascinating to see what kind of lineup he does pick on Sunday, but I'm super buzzing in the game. I do think there's a really good chance we go there and get a really good result. I'm not certain we're going to win just because, as Ricky said, I think our record at Old Trafford's terrible. Even when we're high flying, we still seem to go there and have some sort of mental block. But I do think if we go there, and look, and also you got to remember we got this game, and then after that it's a Man City game in the FA Cup. So these are two massive, a Manchester double header, and it's like two massive games for us in both competitions for our season. So these could be two massive games in terms of what's going to happen for us this season. Do we, if we progress in the FA Cup, that's probably a bigger game. But if we, as Lee said, if we beat Man United, we could go second in the league, and what an opportunity that is to really put pressure on the top sides. But look, really appreciate your guys' time. Been an unbelievable panel. Really great. I've had such a great time, guys. It's been an unbelievable panel. Really appreciate you guys coming on.